Anyway, let's turn our attention to Hyundai now. A first conversation on results post the auto majors listing. Listen in.
I believe that, despite the headwinds in the auto industry, Hyundai has been able to post a very decent results. If you see the H1 of 24-25, the EBITDA has gone up. The revenue is more or less flattish, and which means that our premiumization strategy, which we have been following, is really showing results. So whether it is in terms of the penetration of ADAS, penetration of sunroof, of course, the dual-cylinder CNG, which we introduced as an innovation in our Neos and Nexter models. All these things have really helped. Also, we have been able to manage the discount levels in the domestic market to less than 2%, despite so many challenges in the industry. So I think this augurs well, because we are already seeing that the festive season in October has seen a great turnaround in terms of retails. The inventory stands at a very optimum 4 weeks at the beginning of November. The registrations in October, the Vahan registrations in October were more than 30% up over last year. So I think things are looking up in terms of the demand momentum as we enter the Q3 of the financial year.
Okay. So two main keywords that emerged from your opening statement of sorts. One is premiumization and a turnaround that you're expecting in the second half. Let's take them one on one. Premiumization, about 70% of your volumes, please correct me if I'm wrong, are coming from SUVs already. But you are, if I may say so, you're not the market leader in terms of volumes or even in terms of revenue market share. Are you happy with the status quo at this point of time, or do you want to get to the numero uno position sometime later, or is there a target to get there?
So there are a couple of things here. One, of course, as a leader, as heading sales, one is never satisfied with the status quo. So I think that remains a fact. At the same time, if you see the SUVization, it continuously goes up. In fact, last calendar we had reached 60%, and everybody has said probably this is the peak. And here we are, January to October, already at 68%. We recently launched the Alcazar facelift, which has received a great response. Also, mind you, so far, we are a major player in the IC segment, but especially the EV segment, we are a niche player with the Ioniq 5. Now that we are geared up to launch the Creta EV in January, which we believe could be a very strong game changer for not only for Hyundai, but also for the EV industry, because Creta is a very strong brand. We have sold already 1.1 million vehicles. It is in the top 3-4 brands in the country across segments. And of course, in the SUV mid segment, it has been a market leader for a long time. So we believe that Creta EV as a complete solution will really help us to get market share in that segment, in the EV segment as well. Okay. On the premiumization, beyond SUVs, if you see, there are a couple of things which are very important. One is even rural area are seeing the same traction as the urban areas in terms of SUV penetration. So I think this is very important because our SUV contribution both in the rural and the urban is at 68%. So that I think augurs very well. The second thing is, like I said, despite challenging market situations, still our average selling price in the domestic market remains to grow, and we are seeing a continuous uptick, whether it is automatics, whether it is ADAS, whether it is sunroof.
So do you think you'll go on the lines of, say, like the Creta created the mid-size SUV segment in India? You think you can do a repeat with the EV space as well, giving the mass market mid-size SUV? And will that allow you to capture or reach the numero uno position in terms of the SUV market that is there in India at this point of time?
Absolutely, the aim is definitely there to really make enter the high volume EV segment. If you see, India is at the early stage of electrification. Currently, we are at about 2.5%, whereas globally, the developed markets range from 10% to 20%. In fact, China is at more than 35%. So there is a lot of upside to the electrification. Government is giving a very huge push, whether it is GST, whether it is the PME drive scheme in terms of charging infrastructure. Hyundai also is is providing a complete solution. Like I said, the battery packs have already been localized. We are looking at really not only looking at having the DC chargers at our dealerships across the country, for which we have a tie with Charge Zone, but also on the prominent highways and some prominent locations. We already have 17 DC chargers, very fast chargers across the country. So we will continuously provide a 360-degree solution to the customer in terms of the brand, reliability, service network, total cost of ownership, and of course the product.
Okay. All right. Let's come to, again, the SUV piece again the premiumization bit. The average selling price of an Indian car right now, according to research reports and the market, is about 10.5 to 11 lakh rupees. In a previous media call, you had mentioned that your average selling price is about 7.67 lakhs to 7.7 lakh crore rupees at this point of time. Do you intend to bridge this gap, or are you happy at the 7.7 lakh mark at this point of time?
No, I think I'm sorry, but you are mistaken, because what you're talking about 10 lakhs is ex-showroom. Okay. Whereas when I say 7,85,000, this is not including the taxes and all. So I think we are very much in line with the average selling price of the industry. Yeah, so that's very, very important. And the other important thing is that if you see our average selling price in the domestic market is continuously going up. So I think this is very, very important, because that really adds the revenue, that adds margins, and that helps us to really navigate, and be in line with the customer preferences, who are now becoming more and more aspirational and wanting more and more technology in their cars.
Got it. So thank you for your clarification, sir. Let's talk about the rural picture that you talked about. About 50% of the volumes of your SUV volumes are already coming from the rural market. I think you have mentioned that in the past, in the last couple of quarters. But we also pointed out to some pain in the market, given the macroeconomic situation that we have. Do you expect a small car revival going ahead in the next couple of years? Like, I mean, your i20s and your Nios coming back to sales, especially on the back of the CNG innovations that you're doing in this particular space?
Look, I think this is a very important point, and let's see it from this point of view. One is, like I said, aspiration is taking over functionality. We have seen the first-time buyers, both in the rural as well as in the urban areas, are shifting to SUVs. For example, for Creta, the first-time buyer penetration has reached about 28%. For Venue, it is more than 40%. So very clearly, they are moving towards SUVs. I told you already that rural and urban SUV contribution stands at similar levels at 68%. At the same time, still the pie is very big as far as hatches is concerned. For a 4 million vehicle industry, if 1 billion is hatches, we cannot ignore it. And as far as Hyundai is concerned, we take a lot of pride in providing all kinds of mobility solutions to the customers. We have a very strong Nios. We have a very strong Aura at the entry level. We have i20. The Exter, entry SUV is doing very well. So we believe that there is still a lot of upside, as far as volumes go. But at the same time, when the first-time buyers are moving towards SUVs, what we believe is that as a percentage, probably hatches will not really increase. But yes, the volumes, we can really look at probably stable volumes even in the hatch segment, especially with the innovations like dual cylinder CNG. Like Exter, since the dual cylinder was launched, the CNG penetration has gone up from 17%, in fact, to 28% in October. So very clearly, customers want that space B and mileage B, and that is really, really working very well with the customers. So yes, there is, for a market like India, hatches, sedans, SUVs, all will always be very important. But of course, you will see more action in the SUV space, because customers' key buying factors are changing more and more to body type, space, technology, design, and features, and of course, safety, which they probably get much more in SUVs.
All right. Let's talk about your upcoming Pune plant as well. What's the progress on it, sir? Where are you standing in terms of the capex spending towards that plant? When can we see the first, say, a Creta rolling out of the Pune plant?
So look, Pune plant is on track, and like we mentioned that Q3 financial year 25-26, the Pune plant will be up and running. it will add 170,000 to our current capacity of 824,000, which means we will reach a total capacity of 994,000. And I think this is a very strong lever for us, both in terms of volume, market share, and of course, profitability margins. We have still not announced which models we are going to produce, but obviously we have to be very smart in terms of deciding which model so that we can optimize the supply chain, the logistics, etc. And that is where we stand as far as the Pune plant, and is going to be a state-of-the-art, very, very modern facility, as Hyundai has always done, across the world.
What is the capital expenditure that you're incurring towards the Pune plant, if you can tell us?
Yeah. So 6,000 crores is the MOU which we have, signed with the Maharashtra government. And of course everything is on track in terms of the capex spends in terms of the Pune plant.
All right.
And this includes, by the way, this 6,000 crores includes, both the phase 1 and phase 2 of the Pune plant.
Okay. You talked a little about the EV piece. We wanted to just touch upon it a little more. You talked about the charging infrastructure they are setting up. How is the alliance with Exide Energy Solutions shaping up? The deal was signed sometime earlier this year. What is the contribution from Exide Energy Solutions coming in? Because that company itself is reporting great numbers.
Yeah. So I think it's very important because we believe that the cell manufacturing, LFP cell manufacturing, which we feel is very, very apt for a market like India, would really give us that kind of an edge. Once these cells are produced in India, like I said, that we have already, are in the process of the battery packs localization, which is already happening in Tamil Nadu, and it will be ready, before the launch of the Creta. And then going forward, the cell manufacturing, the drivetrain, power electronics, so the entire 360-degree ecosystem in terms of the supply chain for EVs. Plus, like I said, the charging infrastructure, whether it is in terms of our charging management system, which gives all the Hyundai as well as non-Hyundai owners access to 7,500 chargers across the country, and of course our own dealerships. We have a tie-up with the Charge Zone for having the DC chargers installed, and I believe that by the Q1 calendar year 25, we will have more than 1,100 chargers across the country as far as Hyundai is concerned. Plus, like I said, adding to the charging management system, which will really give the customer the comfort of a charging. And of course, many of the chargings, it will be also possible to really pay, from your app itself, which will really give a customer the 360-degree experience as far as EVs is concerned.